It doesn't have to be complicated. Today I have a very easy 3D floral card to share with you. Hi, it's Therese from Lostinpaper, and I've got the new crafter flower Anemone from Altenew, and I'm going to show you how to make a really simple layered card using one of the flowers. This has 2 in the set, so I just need to look at the packaging and that will tell me which 4 dies I need to choose out of the packaging to make my flower. So I did that. There's also a layered leaf in this set, but I'm not going to be using that today. Now I wanted to do a white flower, so I am cutting all of the pieces out of a piece of white cardstock, but I wanted a yellow center, and rather than search the room for a piece of yellow cardstock, I decided to create my own. It wasn't bright enough. So I had to come in with another artist marker, and I simply just coloured over top. I did let the alcohol marker dry before I did die cut it. I find the paper can tear if it's still wet when I run it through my die cutting machine. Now I didn't bother looking at how to layer these flowers because I didn't need to. It's a really simple layered flower. It's not complicated. You can actually kind of see where the pieces go because of the shape of the flower. And I wasn't sure. I did come in with a piece of vellum as well. I just sort of added a little bit of grey to the flower, and I much preferred that. So that was my second to base layer that I decided to cut out of vellum. Now to join my pieces, you can do this any way you like. I decided to use my dotted adhesive. It was quicker, and the great thing about dotted adhesive, it just sticks to the pieces of cardstock that you run it against. But if any bits hang off the edge, I just kind of push them in with my fingers and that seems to work for me. So the third layer I attached to the vellum first because I wanted to actually see where the cardstock was going to be so that I could pop this layer up on top. See, with the trick with vellum obviously is hiding the adhesive behind it, and that's where I've used the third layer of the flower. And once I flipped it over, I could see exactly where the cardstock was. So I just added my foam dots, which I cut down, and attached them only where the cardstock was. And then that just popped up that layer of the flower just a bit. They're only 1mm foam dots. They're not very thick at all. And I think it's a really pretty, elegant, very simple flower. My thoughts for the background were green, pale grey, and then this is the spicy yogurt cardstock from Altenew, and that was the one that won today. I did really like it on the green, but I wanted green leaves, and I knew that I would have trouble being able to see those, but I could make another version in the green and maybe do an embossed leaf or even do a 3D leaf from the actual Anemone crafter flower set. But these leaves actually came from the builder flower Anemone set, and I only did the base layer. I wanted them to be a little bit cartoony, not too realistic. Then I did them in 2 of the different green fields colours, the forest glades and the frayed leaf, and I seriously need to refill my forest glades. Right, the sentiment is from the fragile foliage, and I've just used my grid transparency to line that up and test where it's going to go. I initially stamped it in the evergreen. I didn't like it. I kind of wish I had have stamped it in the forest glades, but I had already made the decision, so I came back in and stamped straight over top, Love the Misty, with my obsidian. I want to add some really faint black spatters here, and I don't know about you, but I always spatter over the sentiment. So I just protected my sentiment with a bit of scrap cardstock. I was going to say another word, like a tangle of words, but that wasn't what I was actually trying to say. And then I could just pop my flower up on the front of my card. And it's a top fold card. And because this is a new release, head to my blog and you'll be able to find out how you can win if you're here in September 2020. I look forward to seeing you there. Please click on the thumbs up button if you enjoyed today's video and subscribe if you haven't already. Till next time, happy paper crafting. Bye.